Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your February monthly reading. This is Owlchemist Tarot, serving tarot straight up. So I'm going to go ahead and pull energy for the overall month, actions, advice, possible obstacles, what's going on with your money, love, career, and what you need to be aware of for your communication zone, and then a card for each of the weeks of the month. Now, I'm going to say we're already in retrograde, so yay. I'm having a hard time I'm speaking all over the place, like I'm tongue-tied, you know. One thing I want to tell you is that I've already cleansed my cards, so we're just going to go ahead and pull, and let's go. Oracle card, you got To the Sea. Man, Sagittarius, this is a month you have definitely been in your emotions, in your feels, but you've really been keeping that at bay, meaning that you haven't really shared it a lot with people. Maybe one or two folks that maybe you trust, but I feel like you've been really in your thoughts, and you're really torn between heart and head, Sag. Like, you know, there's a lot. You for a fire sign, Sagittarius, tend to be in your head quite a bit. You always put people first, and you kind of like are always, you know, there's this kind of inner battle that you always fight. So this month overall, Two of Pentacles, you know, this certainly, I think for a lot of you guys career-wise, things are going really good. Money looks good, you know, and you could have some abundance coming in, you know, toward you for sure. But this is also an indication for me that you are going to have to be making some choices and weighing things, pros and cons. And, you know, these are things that impact your life, your livelihood, your material, you know, experience. Remember, you're a person, you're a soul, you're having a human experience. And I think for you, you're really like in this point in your life where, do I do the things that bring me stability and that, you know, I'm good at, but you're torn, almost like having that emotional component, things that you really deep down want to do, that may not bring that financial stability in, right? But that makes your heart warm and you really love it. So I do feel like you're weighing some things, and this is, you know, I mean, take the time you need, Sag. Mercury retrograde, I know everyone complains about it, but it's really the time to do that. It's a time to evaluate and kind of reassess where you want your life to be. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so actions, advice. Here's the thing. High Priestess, this is really having to go within and trusting yourself. I feel like, you know, part of you knows what you want to do and how to actually get there, but I think there's a really big part of you, Sagittarius, that is scared that you're going to make the wrong move, or you don't want to start over from scratch, or, you know, what if I mess my entire life up? You're really putting a lot of weight in your shoulders, Sagittarius, but this is asking you that you do have to have faith. You have to have blind faith in yourself, which is very, very scary, and knowing that you can do it. The High Priestess is also, you know, I think there could be things about yourself that you're finally ready to reveal. And for some of you, that can be a pretty significant announcement. But for others, I think it's just that maybe you're finally coming to terms and being brave enough to share with people in your life that you're not happy where you are, that you want a big change, and that you are going to have to make some pretty significant decisions to get there, right? Potential obstacles in Sagittarius, this is, so... I feel like with the Ten of Swords in reverse, even though I like having this card in reverse more than the upright, I do feel like you're putting, it's almost like the narrative that you've created in your head is overplaying and overplaying. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to happen, you know, the narrative that you've created. But this is also mental, it's mentally putting you in such a pinch, and there's so much stress that you're putting on yourself that you're having a hard time making decisions and think. So it's like, again, that push and pull, and you're not able to kind of go forward because you feel like, well, the what if is always there. You're scared to mess up, which I get. You're scared to start over. You're scared to lose everything. I understand all that. But at the end of the day, you are going to have to make a decision. And I think what you've created in your head is the worst case scenario, and that doesn't mean that it's going to happen. And also kind of feeling like you're at a low point, Sag, really understand that this is the worst of it, okay? So have faith in yourself, because you are so incredibly smart and adventurous and creative that you can figure anything out, okay? Give yourself more credit. In your money zone, Queen of Cups, I feel like there could be something where you are just at a point where maybe you know there is maybe a side job or a career that you really want to, or an avenue that you want to venture down that is very much more on the creative side, and that you can make money, and that maybe some of you have started to see that you're making money. It can be that it's photography, that it's, it's definitely something feels like more artistic, something that you're building with your hands. Maybe you want to open up an Etsy shop or a Shopify store, whatever case, and sell your pottery or your candles or your drawings, or again, photography, teaching classes. Maybe it's just something that really speaks to your soul, and it's like, how do I make money? How do I kind of continue my livelihood the way it is, doing something that I really love, my passion. So, but I do see with the Queen of Cups, it's a really fortuitous sign that you can do it. It might take you a little while to get to where you want to be, but that doesn't mean that, everyone has to start somewhere, Sag. Love. Okay, so you got the Death card in reverse. Now, for some of you, I feel like, well, if you're in a relationship, this can certainly mean the ending of a relationship. It can mean that there's just nothing there to fight for. The relationship has not evolved, and maybe you have and your partner hasn't, or you want different things now. I feel like for a lot of you, Sagittarius could be very bored in your relationship. You're unhappy, and it's a struggle, because for some of you could have been with this person or have been with this person for a very long time, and there's expectations, you have all these outside pressures looking at you. If you guys are single, I do feel like for a lot of you are really at the point where you are getting tired of being single. And, I would tell you, Mercury retrograde is not the time to start anything serious. Have fun, get to know people. Also, Mercury retrograde can be a time for people in your past coming back. So just keep that in mind. Don't jump into a relationship because you're lonely, Sagittarius. Get into a relationship for the right reasons, okay? So a lot of decisions could be around, obviously career and love for you guys. Or I'm sorry, money and love. Career looks really good. You got the World card. Things are starting to move in your favor. So I feel like you feel like you are at the top of your game, or maybe you're an expert and just kind of at a peak point in your career where you're sought after, you're asked your opinion, you're a leader. But career in World card is, you've really hit a major milestone in your career. So maybe for some of you, that's kind of why you're starting to think, how can I really do something that I love to do? I have something stable and I've really hit, the highest point I can. How can I actually do something else that really sings to my heart? So career looks really good for you guys. You have more options than I think you realize. Communication zone. All right, so here's where I want you guys to watch a little bit more. You got Ace of Wands in reverse. So I think you can say things in the heat of passion, in the heat of, maybe you're stressed or frustrated, or you say things that you don't mean. I would say this is not the time to not lose that filter, Sagittarius. You need to hang on to that filter this month. You might say or do something that you can't take back, and it could just be in the heat of the moment. So I really would just keep that in mind, that if you start to feel frustrated or overworked, or kind of having to make a lot of these big life decisions, I would say that you need to be calm, cool, and collected. I kind of gave the same spiel to Scorpio. This is not the month to just fly off the handle, because you might regret what you say, and then it's done, right? First week, this week, February 1, which I'm recording this, 8 of Swords. So this was right under the Queen of Cups for the money. So here's the thing. I feel like you're holding yourself back quite a bit, Sagittarius, because things aren't exactly where you want it to be. Like I'm telling you, you're going to have to start somewhere if you want to maybe enter into a new career, start a business that really sings to your heart, and it's more of a passion project, and the money might follow, surely, but you can't keep mentally holding yourself back because of all the scenarios that you're creating. You're basically putting yourself in this mental strain, this abyss mentally, where you're not able to get out of it. You're not actually doing anything. You're just overthinking the situation to death. So why don't you start small and just research? Like, you don't have to launch anything this month, and it's not good to in a Mercury retrograde if you can help it. Take small steps and just review and look at things. How are you logistically going to do it? Maybe just start there. Second week, you got 8 of Cups in reverse. And this is right under the Death card in reverse around the love. And 8 of Cups in reverse can certainly mean that you deep down know that you need to walk away. And, you know, for some of you, this is not the relationship that you want to be in. It doesn't make you happy. You're not really fulfilled. There's a lack of romance and compassion and sex and intimacy and all those things. I get a really big impression that maybe your partner doesn't understand your love language or doesn't put it into practice enough. But Eight of Cups I think you know deep down that's what you want, but you're still really, you know, it's a hard decision. I'm not going to tell you to make that decision lightly. But you're going to have to walk away from something that doesn't serve you. And I think for a lot of you, it is a person in a relationship. Third week, you got Nine of Swords in reverse. I do see you the third week starting to get your head out of your keister, head out of your ass a little bit. You know, stop thinking of all the things that could go wrong, Sagittarius. You don't know what could happen if you don't try, and if all you're doing is staying in your head, well, we'll never know, you or I or anyone else. And there's people in the world who are waiting to hear from you, Sagittarius, waiting to see you, waiting to understand your talents or what value you can bring to society. So stop holding yourself back, okay? Fourth week, we got the Judgment card. I think this is going to be an awakening for you. The end of this month, I feel like there's going to be, and especially with Mercury retrograde moving direct, I feel like this is going to be kind of this aha moment, and it's almost like it's a wake-up call. You're not getting any younger. I'm not saying that to hurt your feelings, but it's very much where, what are you going to do with your life? Are you going to be happy, or are you going to just be settling? I'm just going to do things half-assed because everyone wants me to, you know, live this certain life that ultimately deep down I don't really want. Or I'm not really happy. Sag, live for you. Please, please, please. Pretty intense month for you, Sag, but you got this. You know, you're smart, you're adventurous, you're creative. You know how to get through this, okay? Believe in yourself. Please subscribe so you're the first one to know more videos come out. Also follow me on TikTok and Instagram for more readings, free insights. And then if you're interested in a reading from me and or, you know, member exclusive content, all that stuff's in the description box. Please download the digital calendar so you know about all the moon cycles, all the retrograde stuff happening this year. It's free. It's at your fingertips. You'll have it. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the month, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.